What's up, Just Paul? That's the Messianic King, man. And I was like listening to the Wednesday Mass, the homily from Monsignor Lamore today. He's talking about how they set up these I don't even know which cardinal it was. Mueller, Egan, I don't even know which one. But they set up this group so priests could get together and talk to each other about like their journey and whatever, and their understanding of the scriptures. And let me take this from a personal note, right? Because I kind of took it to mean like the thing that I told you about Jacob the worm, and it meant fisher meant, well, nobody would have known that. Hold on, Miguel. Nobody would have known that. You wouldn't have known that back in Galilee. They didn't fish with worms. You wouldn't have known that until this point in time. It was made for this point in time. I'm not even going to get into the things that I see God change in front of me, right? He can change anything and make it. I say it all the time. He works continuing on the timeline. That's why you need to follow the commandments, follow the law. That's why the law is so important. Because yes, we have free will, but God has reign over and authority over the world. Like you can free will all you want, and He gives you the choice. But He can go ahead of you and change whatever in front of you. And I'm not going to get into the complexities of the metaphysical world because, like, you know, you'd have to see it. Like, I mean, there's still questions I have about stuff. But, like, I didn't just wake up one day and, like, oh, my God, I know all this stuff. First of all, it was my life. He's been preparing me for this. Even before I knew He was preparing me for this, He was preparing me for this. But when He first started showing me everything, and the angels, they started showing me everything, He put me, I was in prison for about 3.5 years with a broken hip. I couldn't walk around. I couldn't go anywhere or do anything. There was nothing for me to do except for concentrate on this 24/7. And I just sat there and I wrote everything down over and over and over again, everything I'd see, everything, blah, blah, blah. It looked like total nonsense to everybody. It's since been thrown away because He didn't want anybody else to see it, right? And then after that, He put me on probation for 5 years where I couldn't go anywhere. I had to stay at my mom's house, and there was nothing for me to do but sit there and concentrate on stuff, right? So we're talking about like 9-10 years. I'm not going to get into what prophecies that fulfills, but it wasn't like people were like, oh man, you just come out. I studied, like, I didn't go to Latin class or anything. I studied for, like, specifically with God and the angels for like 10 years, 24/7. That's all I did. That's all I did. That's why I can see everything the way that I don't know what everybody, like, that was God right there. Did you hear that tire squeal? See, I'm trained to know that's God. That's telling me, like, He's telling me a message, and it would go back to a message of some other time or whatever. But it's like, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse too, because it's like I can't, you know. If I sit here and if I have a conversation with you or I watch anything like on YouTube, like, I don't see it like the way that I used to see it. Especially now, I don't see it. The recording just stops. A phone number just came in, and it's confirming like where I need to go. But I know that it's God. Everything's God. Sometimes I feel like it's just me and God. Like here, it's just me and Him walking around. You know. He'd say, "Here's an actual point of this story, right? But I don't even know." A month ago, maybe it was less than a month ago, like it really dawned on me, like I'm the Word of God. Like it really dawned on me that, like, you know, what it was, and I became profoundly upset that, like, I'm the Son of God, and you know what He said to me, and this is the thing that anybody should take away, unless it's just me and God. But if it's not, like, this is what you should take away from it. Here's what He said to me. He said, don't be upset. You weren't supposed to know. You were supposed to learn. That's what He said to me. He said, you weren't supposed to know. You were supposed to learn. That's why I set it up. You were supposed to learn. You weren't supposed to know. So don't be upset that you didn't know. we were supposed to learn. That's how it was supposed to go. And, it goes with everything. It goes for everybody else, too.